Hey everybody, it's Friday night. It's 7:30 on the East Coast. How are you guys? How are you guys? This is the Quantum Wellbeing Show, and I am going to diverge a little bit from the traditional path just because it's who I am. If you guys know me, you know I'm an Aquarian with Aquarius rising, and that means that I pretty much don't do anything traditional, you know? So, anyway, how are you guys doing? It's so good to see you tonight. I do want to send a shout out to my friends over at the Conscious Awakening Network. They've got some really cool things going on, including broadcasting our shows on the Tuesday night show and the Friday night show. And now we've got another show which is, I think, airing on Sunday. And that's the paranormal show. Hang on, guys. Let me get into the chat room with you. I don't want to miss you guys. I don't want to miss you. And, only the light abides here. Only the light abides here. The light abides here and in the chat room. So, so we've got the paranormal show going on now, which is, the topic tonight, of course, is what do women want from men? So I'm just going to talk about Augie for a minute. He was actually supposed to be here, but his computer isn't complying or something. So let me pull up our chat room. What did I want to tell you? Ooh, okay. The paranormal show took me a minute. He's been wanting to do the paranormal thing for a long time. He's wanted to do it for a long time. Actually, even back into the time of Broadcast Team Alpha when we were with Tom, which that could have, if we had the bandwidth, the collective, creative bandwidth at the time, to make that happen, that could have been really powerful. And I don't doubt that this is going to be really interesting and cool. But I'm just saying, from a woman observing, right, just gently observing, he's wanted to do this forever. So he's doing that, and that's streaming over at the Conscious Awakening Network also. I kind of was resistant to the paranormal stuff because I just couldn't bear the thought of one more bad ghost hunter show or, one more really badly done when they go into the haunted house and they have that machine that the people talk to. Right? I don't want to do I don't want to see any more of them. And I certainly don't want to be part of them. Not that Augie would do that, but that was my resistance. But now, because, my best friend is a psychic medium, and she does a lot of work to help people that are lost or who have been murdered, I understand that there is a greater expansiveness, right, to paranormal than that little narrow point of view that I was having about it, right? So anyway, all right, enough, Nori. So guys, what do women want from men in relationships? And we can flip the table next week or in a couple of weeks and see what men want from women. And part of what this was born out of was an almost 2-hour interview that I watched with Andrew Tate and Tucker Carlson. And if you guys know who Andrew Tate is, he's quite a remarkable being. He's really pretty interesting. He's fun to watch, I'll say that. But he was totally shadow banned. Not only, excuse me, I keep bumping the mic. Not only totally shadow banned, but put in jail in a Romanian prison. He was it Romania? I think it's Romania. Anyway, before that happened, he had everybody up with their hair on fire, that his traditional masculinity was fringing on or full full blown into misogyny and really, cloaked hating women or whatever. Anyway, I found it very interesting, right? And I learned a lot. He's a fabulous speaker. My God, I want to be able to speak like him, right? But from Nori. So that's part of where this was born out of, and it was also born out of this personal transformation that I'm going through. I've been through many transformations in my life, right? Do you guys know when a transformation's coming? Do you guys know when a shift is coming for you? Right? Like I kind of see the signs in my life. There are certain signs that are very distinctive, and I know, oh God, let me put my seatbelt on. Here comes another transformation. And, transformations include walking through the white flames. They include dark nights of the soul. They include sleepless nights that are very introspective and deep, life reviews, a lot of heavy stuff, doing the shadow work. So I'm slam in the middle, maybe just slightly on the other side of center. Thank God I'm not in the middle, right? Because that even the middle was not comfortable. So I'm on the other side of it, coming out. And of course, with everything that was coming up to think about, relationships came up, and then the thing with Andrew Tate made me think, this is a good time to ask some questions. I mean, especially now. Let me check the chat room first, guys. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to get back to you in a minute. Especially now, a lot of people don't even know what gender they want to be, right? And let's just take a sidebar for one quick minute, right? So we don't know what gender we want to be. Let's not take that sidebar because I may not come back, right? I was going to get into the hormone and the body changes, but let's not do that. So we don't know what gender we want to be. Then how could we possibly know what we might want from the opposite sex that we are attracted to, whatever that may be, or however undefined that may be? How do we know what we even want? I mean, back in the day, burning bras was a big deal. I mean, that was like a sacrilege, when that began. And from that day, which was so minor, right? The rise of women's lib. I'm thinking women's lib because there's this friend of mine who is deeply Catholic. And when he was going through his dark nights of the soul, he found any woman who was strong or assertive, he stamped them, branded them as women's livers, even though in 2023, that word is it's just so watery and doesn't really mean anything anymore, right? Anyway, all right. So back in the day from then, right, the fledgling, right, women wanting to be equal. And let's fast forward all the way to where we are now. Like, I don't know what gender I want to be. How do we even know, right? And then there's everything in between, right? That's kind of black and white, right? There's a ton of gray in between. There's a ton of gray. I can't help but look at, as a nurse, as somebody who thinks about these things, I can't help but look at, and you guys tell me what you think, we were hardwired. We were hardwired to have men that were inherently larger than females protect and provide. That's the way it was, right? That's how we pretty much survived. That's how we survived. So in protect and provide, I'm not saying women did not do anything. Of course they did everything, right? They bore children, they took care of the family, they healed, they gathered, they cooked, they nurtured. I mean, right? So great. That really, really worked. And now I see women who actually get annoyed at men who want to protect or provide. Push against it, push against it really hard. I've got my own money and I've got my job and I've got my side hustle. And okay, I get that. I get that. But all of that, my job, my money, my side hustle, let's look at what that is, right? When we talk about spirituality, when we talk about soul essence, when we talk about the masculine and the feminine essence, what essence is, well, I've got my money and I've got my job and I've got my car and I've got my house and I take care of everything and I even vacuum my own car. Ugh. If I had a man to vacuum my car, I would like love him forever. No, so that's how little I like doing that. Anyway, that was pretty traditional, right? Out of character. So, what is that? What is the essence of that? The essence of that is masculine. The essence of that is masculine. Now, I'm not saying that the masculine essence of a female and the masculine essence of a male can't coexist, because I'm sure it can. But in my experience, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And anybody who was in a traditional masculine feminine kind of relationship, I'm not saying hunter gatherer, right? I'm just saying a current relationship in the past, I don't know, 5 or 10 years. Anybody, I'll use myself as an example. If I had a wicked shift in the burn and trauma ICU, 12 hours, I didn't get to go to the bathroom, probably didn't eat anything, probably drank a ton of water, right? And I still didn't get to go to the bathroom. Maybe had some difficult discussions with families or doctors or other coworkers, right? Where I'm in charge, right? When I'm in my little ICU room, I'm in charge of everything that's going on in there, except when the doctor comes to write orders. So if I went home, I did go home, I went home with that very masculine energy because I didn't clear it before I went home. And of course, I like very masculine men. So my masculine female came home and bumped heads with my masculine man that I was in love with. And, that doesn't go well. It didn't go really well. And that's the dilemma. So what is the option? Do you shift your values a little bit and go, you know what? Yeah, I do have all these masculine qualities because of the way I'm taking care of myself. But, and this is a question you'd have to ask yourself, and it's okay no matter what the answer is. Do I want the space? Do I want the loving container, sacred space that a compatible masculine could provide for me, so that I can put my masculine down for a while? And does that tap into protect and provide? Right? It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard for everybody to figure this stuff out. And what I did learn from Andrew, and I don't know how true the statistics are, I tried to, I couldn't find current statistics. According to Andrew, he's pretty knowledgeable. 40% of the male population is having pornographic sex with themselves, not with another woman or other human being. 40%. I don't know about you guys, but when you're in that age range, I mean, I don't know what the age range is of the 40%, but when you're in that age range, when you're young and you are hardwired, for procreation and, just the whole sexiness of being alive and, well, before the last 3 years, it was so much fun to meet people and date and fall in love and get married and have that was really fun. But I'm digressing. So 40% of men are having sex with themselves. What does that say about our population? What does it say about the future of our population? And we're certainly not going to answer these questions tonight. How do we even get it back? Do you know? How do we even get it back? So I'm going to go into the chat room and see what everybody has to say. Excuse me for being fidgety. One of my dearest friends on the planet was like, "Man, you are fidgety. You are always wiggling and the reason for that, guys, is that I've had a back injury and sitting is the hard part. Okay, standing, working out, lying down, not an issue. Sitting is just sometimes like torture. So that's why I'm fidgety. So what's the deal with relationships? Should it be 50-50? It's never 50-50, right? That's a pipe dream. It's never 50-50. I mean, on any level, especially a spiritual level. Who should provide? Should the woman provide? My ex-husband's ex-wife, did you get that? My ex-husband's ex-wife had to pay him alimony. Is that 50-50? Who should the provider be? Should there be a provider? I don't know about you guys, but I don't know about you ladies, but in the deepest depth, don't you want the opportunity at some moment in time to just feel safe and secure and maybe in the arms of the person that loves you and know that you're seen and know that you're heard and know that you're understood, even in your most darkest times, right? I mean, to have a man or a woman who could go through transformations with you and stand by and go, "Oh, I got you, babe. You're walking through the white flames. I got you. Yeah. How about some Haagen-Dazs?" Well, I mean, that's so trite, but I'm trying to be funny. So for me, no matter what physical shape the masculine or the feminine essence takes, masculine, I think I said that right, did I? Hang with me, guys. I'm getting older by the minute, right? No matter what shape the masculine and feminine energy is embodied in, it still attracts. Whether it's two women, one has masculine energy, one has feminine. Whether it's two men, one has masculine, one has feminine, or whatever the combination is, it still attracts, right? It still works most of the time. So for me, to be seen, to be heard, right? And really heard. Okay, we're going to give men their time too in next week or the week after. To be really heard, that's a special relationship. That's a special relationship. In this world of screens and boxes, yeah, babe, yeah, oh, yeah, right, yeah. What'd you say, by the way? To be heard is a precious, precious gift. And to be understood and to not be judged, right? We think that we have enough issues with haters judging us. Do we judge inside of the context of the relationship? We'll leave that question mark right there. Let me look into the chat room. Hi, guys. I see you. Hang on with me. All right. And I did ask on my personal page, I did ask a bunch of people to answer that question. So I'm going to go get their answers too. Good, bad, or ugly. We're going to look at it, right? Let's see. Okay. So, as you were said, you won't hear from me, listening intently and judging. Linda says, all I want is for my partner to be honest, hardworking. Getting a phone call. Honest, hardworking on what makes them happy. That's good, Lynn, right? On what makes them happy. That's really good. Supportive, fun, willing to take risks within reason, appreciate my interests, clean, and is not a gossip. Yeah. Yeah, those are some pretty important qualities or characteristics. As you were, Virgo, Aquarian, ascending, and moon. Ah, interesting combo. So Linda said, respect, privacy, non smoker. The list goes on. So maybe that's why I'm single. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you just haven't met that one remarkable person yet. We're going to talk about the lists in a minute. Snake Jones says, shadow talks to shadow. Snake Jones says, God, I hope this is the other end of the shadow work. The hero dies and a king is born. Is that how it goes for you? Is that how it goes for you? I see you have more in the chat room. Let's see what else you say. Linda said hunter gatherer. Exactly. As you were said, yin and yang complementary to each other. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Women are capable and tend to do the big things in smaller steps. Okay. Snake Jones says, we are 26 years now. So I'm assuming that you've been in a relationship for 26 years. You could come on and give us a couple pages out of your playbook. If that's true, it's really cool. Let's see. As you were said, as you were is talking to Linda. All right. Okay, so Snake says we did a lot of shadow work in the bedroom over the years. You got to create spaces for these things. You know what? That's really cool. That's really, really cool. That's a whole different show, right? That's a whole different topic that could really go deep. And it would be, you know what? I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about if we might talk about that in the not too distant future. Linda said, that's not a familiar feeling, safe and secure, not a familiar feeling, can't miss what you've never had. Alone is my comfort zone. In a partnership, roles can be anything. Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, so you're talking about roles. I'm going to go into my Facebook. Um, let's get beneath the roles, though. Let's get beneath the roles. If the roles of who does what, right? The mundane stuff. Let's get underneath that. Let's get into the masculine and the feminine essence of who we really are. And how does that mesh with what we really want? Could we have a belief system that, yeah, I'm a boss, babe. I got it going on. I take care of myself. And those are all great things. Believe me. I mean, high five, girlfriend, love it. But is there that part of you that wants a little bit of a traditional relationship, right? Somebody that you can trust with your pain, trust with your feelings, trust with your deepest thoughts. Who is that essence? Is that essence hunter gatherer? Is that essence protector provider? Does it even matter? It only matters if the belief system that we have about it is getting in the way of our relationship. If you have a certain predilection for a certain type of man, maybe he's masculine, and it's definitely an electric kind of magnetism, but you push against some of those masculine characteristics because, I'm a boss babe, I got it going on, you don't have to do that, I got my own Amex card. I mean, I know we're talking about money here, but that's just a symbol for a deeper energy, right? So what are you guys thinking? Let me go to my page. I'm going to tell you what people who are not at the show, at the Quantum Wellbeing Show, had to say. Where is it? Where did it go? Hang with me, guys. Okay, here we go. 31 comments. What do you think women want from men they are in a relationship with the most? Here we go. All right. Honest love. Honest love. That's good. I like that. I like that. Those are two small words that encompass so much. Linda said women want time. That's an issue right now, right? Everybody's really busy. And then there's the video games and there's the phones and, yeah, time is a good thing. Isla said to be paid attention to be heard, to be valued. Who doesn't want to be in that kind of relationship, right? Laura said authenticity, awareness, respect, a safe place to fall, a best friend to grow young with. Ugh, that's beautiful, Laura. I love it. I love it. Those are such beautiful, beautiful things. Wayne said women want control. I told him I didn't understand what he meant, but he hasn't responded back to me. Elizabeth said consistency. So consistency is important for a lot of people. That's really good. I get it. Wayne said lots of women like taking control. Is that a sweeping generalization? I don't know. I mean, there are women that do take control, right? And I mean, there are professional women who dominatrices who do that. I suspect that's the kind of control you're talking about. I don't know. Let's keep moving before I go into the gutter, right? Elizabeth said, no, a masculine man is intentional in all that he does. His efforts are consistent. Oh, I love it. I love that word intentional. I love that word intentional. Tex Brown says women want money. Joan says women want respect. Boy, is that the truth, right? Everybody wants to be respected. Leslie said loyalty, trust, and honesty. Absolutely. Trish said to be valued and not treated like an option. Word. Absolutely. Lisa said she wants time. Mark said Saturday mornings with coffee. That's cute. Hello, Taylor. She wants her freedom. I am with you, my sister. I am with you, my sister. So how do we, right? How do you find that perfect balance of a man who can understand that you want your freedom and that your loyalty lies? Well, it doesn't lie in it. Your loyalty is not even the tiny bit changed because you are the kind of person that wants your freedom, right? That has nothing to do with your loyalty if you're in love with that person. How does a protector and provider equalize with that? Good question, right? Phoebe says she wants logic. That's cool. That's cool. Undivided attention, Adrian, of course. Carrie said unconditional love, respect, quality time. Yep. Loyalty, open communication, and trust. That is my friend Dano speaking on what he believes women like or desire. Ode, hi Ode, says unconditional love, friendship, loyalty, respect, tolerance, and attention. Yeah. Alexis, hello, my friend, says to understand the different kinds of emotional pleasure and how valuable it is to women. Yeah, that's an important piece. Lori said communication. Ray said, would you he's so sweet. He asked if I would take an answer from a man. I said yes, but he hasn't responded back yet. Taya said, for me, communication, mental stimulation. Yeah. Paula wants his attention. Robin says, I'm going to say a relationship like Jang Uk. And oh man, I don't know who these people are, and I'm going to slaughter their names. Um, in the K drama Alchemy of Souls. Okay, so guess what I need to see? Thanks, Robin. I need to see that. So, what do you guys think? Let me check back in the chat room really quick. You know, the whole thing that brought this up was, of course, the interview with Andrew Tate. And some of the things that I like about his position is that if it's true, he's out there, or that prototype is out there trying to be the very best, excellent person, provider, protector that they can be. That's a strong energy, right? But on the other hand, he was mentioning that it's hard to find women, right? And we just highlighted a ton of reasons why, who can meld with that strong masculine force, right? That strong masculine force. Now, I don't know how understanding he is. I don't know. Want to come on the show and talk to me, Andrew? I'd love to talk to you. I don't know how he'd be when his woman is going through a dark night of the soul. I don't know that. But what kind of woman could equal that masculine energy and feminine energy? They have to, it's a surrender. It's a massive trust. It's a massive trust. It's a massive surrender. And is that a whole lot of what we're afraid of? I mean, of course we are, right? For 100 million reasons, that would be like a year's worth of shows if we talked about all that. But what degree of feminine energy embodied in an equally driven person who wants to be an excellent woman, have high standards, want to be excellent at being all of the integral pieces that role asks of you, right? Mothering, nurturing, homemaking. Interesting, right? It's interesting. All right, guys. My time is up here. Let's see. All right. That was fun. That was fun. Let me just check and see if there's anything else burning here on my list of things that I did want to talk about before I go. So here's something that I think each of us, all of us, want. Emotional maturity in a relationship. I see people in their 30s who do an incredible job at emotional maturity. I see people that are a lot older that don't do a great job. Emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. I think if I had to pick words that could be a really big umbrella for all of those other yumminess underneath, it would be emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. And of course, right, the foundation is spirituality. Much love, everybody. Mac, thank you, my friend. I'll see you guys either, hang with me, Sunday at the Mastermind Connection, Monday at the Mastermind Connection, Tuesday at Broadcast Team Alpha, Tuesday, 8 p.m., Wednesday at the Mastermind Connection, Thursday, day off, Friday, right back here next week. If you don't know any of those things that I just talked about, you got to email me, norilove1111 at gmail.com, right? I'm an open book, guys. You can email me, talk to me, and I will get back with you. Much love, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye. Bye, Mac.